hands off of you too, man. You kicked off the podcast, man.
All right. Are you for it or against it?
No.
Go play my old podcast. You'll get my answer to that one.
You're not for nepotism, like helping your kids out?
Yeah, there you go.
They've been doing it forever.
You got too many.
I'm for it for my son. I've set my son up at every turn possible.
You got to tell us why, though. You're against it or against it or for it, and why?
Go ahead, Derrick.
I'm for nepotism because they already got they used it to pass their money from generation to generation. They've already been using it. So we need to use it and set our kids up so they're not starting at the same zero start block that we started at.
Only if they deserve it.
Well, they got to work for it.
Well, they got to work for it.
They give it to them. But yeah, I've had clients. I've had clients that owned multiple McDonald's, and their kids just did not want anything to do with the stores. So he couldn't pass them to the kids. So he sold them, and he got the money, and he set up some trust funds. But my son wants my business, so he's working. I'm setting him up for my spin studio. I'm setting him up for my financial business. I'm setting him up for my online stuff. Even my branding is such that I changed it so it's not Derrick Gant, to help him as we move forward. So if we don't do it at every opportunity, then our kids are constantly starting at the first block.
Yeah.
I agree. So can I just read the definition for our audience, right? So that you understand.
Hey, mother, sister.
So nepotism is the practice among those with power and influence of favoring relatives or friends, especially by giving them jobs.
I ain't giving nobody no job.
I'm with him. You gotta earn. I think it's to your point, Derrick. If he embodies the spirit, has the drive, has the motivation,
yes,
and believes it, yes, you don't just get a handout because I know you. That's a hot no.
Right. I mean, you're gonna have to apply just like everybody else.
Yes.
You gotta go through the application process. You're gonna go through the interview process. We also have a practical process that we go through. So you have to go through that practical before you get to that last interview. You're gonna go through it all. Even if I'm not in the chair, you're still gonna go through it with somebody else.
And I don't know, y'all. I think that we've been so henpecked, so set backwards. I was watching an episode of The Jeffersons, right? And because it's the Fire Stick, so whenever I do want to watch something and veg out, and this particular episode, George was trying to get Lionel, the engineer, to come work for the cleaners. And Lionel was making $18,000. He wanted to pay him $35,000 and give him the job. And I'm like, yes, he's educated. He went to college. He did all the work. He's competent. I'm like, yes. If you're gonna give it to another person. I mean,
Okay.
So I mean,
counterpoint to that.
I'm about to say I got a perspective on that as well. But go ahead, Sheila.
Go ahead. So Breeze, you want to go? Because I think this is where we as I guess intelligent individuals, LeBron did it the best, right? So he went in, hired a team, he tucked his friends under them, right? Made sure that they had the leadership, made sure that they have the tools and resources, to absorb what these consultants came in, fired all of them, and then put his people in those positions, right? So I think that part of the positioning, Derrick, I agree with you, is just making sure that when we put our friends and family in these positions, that we're using some due diligence in making sure that they're getting the information, the wherewithal that they need to keep our businesses thriving, to keep our businesses, moving forward. And not just because you're my friend or just because you're my son. I think we watched a lot of movies about that, where the son now is the CEO, right? Because this was his dad's business. I think we as a culture have to be a little bit more responsible in making sure that when we're putting our kids there, when we're passing this off to our friends, that we're also providing them with the leadership, the development skills to be able to hold on to those positions so we don't lose.
I agree 100%. Let's just be clear. I have 2 sons. My eldest son I hired, and I fired him twice. I fired him. I called my mom. I said, this dude's got to go. How do I get rid of him and not ruin our father-son relationship? Because he got to go. Mm-hmm. And when I let him go, when I did it and I let him go, my cousin worked for me. My sister worked for me. They were all like, oh my God, thank you. He was screwing all of us up. And I'm like, why didn't nobody tell me? I had to find out for myself when stuff wasn't getting done. And so I'm not saying that we should just give. Like I'm not saying what Jason said is wrong. You don't just give it, but they got an advantage. I can promise you that.
Oh yeah, they definitely got an advantage, but we do have to be stewards over that.
I want to piggyback off of that, Derrick, because my concept was, if they don't want to work for me or if they're not qualified to work for me, I definitely want to have a contact for them. So It's like, I want to build a network of people where it's like, okay, you're doing this. That's not my jam, but I have somebody that you can go work for. Like, that's 100%. My personal mission, because it's like 100%. They're not always aligned with you. So, but I want that same concept. And then for me, it's like, I was telling somebody the other day, I want my friends to have businesses. I don't want you to work for me. I want you to have your own business, so you don't come and ask me for stuff. I want you to be successful. So it's all about, but it's still that drive. And like you said, he didn't make the cut. You gotta go.
Gotta go. You're not gonna crush your golden goose. I mean, I don't care who you are. I'm not gonna ruin everything because I want you to work for me.